Lofgren to Danielson. Danielson back to Schutz. Danielson posting on Bishop.
Oh, wow.
Got it, and the foul again. How about these moves we are seeing from Molly Danielson?
Double came late. She was able to split it. Go right
to Rogenbuck in transition. Goes back out to Atencio. Tries again. Yes, sir! Tanner Atencio! 3 first-half triples like he had last night against the Bruins.
Well, he's hot.
Making huge plays here in the fourth quarter.
Trying to get it to Corey, who's got the matchup with Algonaldo now.
Right side with Reagan.
Trying to find a way to get it to her.
Shoots over to the corner. Landis! Bang! Brooke Landis! 10 tonight! 8 in the second half, and the Cats lead 53-50. 55 reads the game clock. Here's Lohman. Lohman had space, thought about it. Goes back out to Hilton. Hilton finds Rogenbuck with the slam! We've been waiting for that for a while.
You know, he can climb it when he wants to, and Rogenbuck.
January in Walla Walla. Reagan, right side to Lofgren, 8 to shoot. Lofgren, hot hand early, trying to work on McCracken. Picks up her dribble, 3 to shoot.
Great
pass.
pass.
By now. Floater is good over Stone. What a dime by Shasta Lofgren.
That entire play there.
Rogenbuck from way out there. Yes, sir!
What a hit there. Great play. Wow, the other side out of bounds as that shot's off, and the Cats have the 7-point lead.
Smoke coming off the fingertips of the man from Marin County. He's got 19 as the Cats lead 40. Back here in McMinnville, the Blues 7-8 all-time in the Northwest Conference, but winless on the road. They're 7-7 since 2011. This is their 9th straight conference tourney appearance. They've made the NCAA tournament the last 4 years and at least to the Sweet 16 in all 4, and of course the Final 4 in 2017. Is here is Hilton going to try and get one inside, and he will off the glass. Graham, do you think this might have anything to do with the start we've seen tonight? These Blues, although a lot of guys who have just worked their way into the rotation this year, they have this postseason experience while the Wildcats do not.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of players up and down this line have been involved in conference championships and things of that nature. Is that one going to end up with Linfield again?
Terrific double-team defense from Gibb and Hilton in the paint against Colton. Gibb wide open. Cash money!
Needed that there from Grant Gibb. Good job of hitting that 3 in the second one of the game for the Wildcats.
17-12 now. Gibb, it's good to see his shot going. He's been a little bit quiet here over the last few weeks. Did have 12 against Whitman on Friday. Cats able to string together a couple stops now.
That's big. That's really big, too. Momentum starting to swing back the other way a little bit.
And a chance to cut it down to one possession score. Berghardt. Hilton now in the high post. Trying to find a cutter. Going to go to Lohman on the left side. Atencio for 3. And he is going to have 3 at the line with the foul going against Robert Colton.
Yeah, keep an eye on that as well. Robert Colton, as we talked about, disqualified from the last game due to 5 fouls. And that's going to be big because then the momentum really, really went Linfield's way there in the second half down the stretch.
Well, Tanner Atencio, the 6'4", 180 senior out of McMinnville High School. 11.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists a game. 113 total, which is now the 11th most in a season in program history. Misses the first free throw, even though shooting 49% from the field, 40% from 3, 86% from the line. Second in the conference in steals, 4th in assist to turnover, and 7th in three-pointers made with 53. And, of course, all Northwest Conference second team.
Yeah, I think, could have gotten the nod for first team, but again, the points per game is a little bit lower than those other guys there, but that's just in such a large part because of how much of a team player Tanner Atencio is. Great distributor, as we've talked about, and the defensive leader for the Wildcats.
Top 18 in the conference in every statistical category except for blocks. Here as he is going to get 2 of 3. Rogenbuck in for Berghardt. Crowd chanting defense. Here's Vickers back in the game along with Osborne. Duckett can't hit it. Just 28% from 3. Career low shooting splits for Duckett across the board.
Yeah, and really that outside shot for him has really been struggling, but he can't get steals like he just did right there.
He'll try and go at Gibb. Gets him in the air. Turn around. Short. Rogenbuck the board. And a foul now Probably against Duckett.
No, I think they're going to get Warner.
Yeah,
Warner was the one that went across and said, hey, that was on me.
Yeah.
But that's what you want. You want Duckett going amongst the trees, and if he's going to shoot that three-pointer, that's fine. Get a handout on him, but for the most part, worry about the box out.
Aaron Bonney back in for Austin Hilton. Jaron Kirkley back in for Darnay Duckett. Cats are 5 of 21. And the Blues are 8 of 18, but Linfield got the lead back down to 3 after the 11-point lead to start for Whitman. And a rare situation here where the Cats have actually taken more shots from the Blues. Usually that's how the Blues can lead games, even if they're not shooting too high.
Absolutely. Whitman shoots the most shots as Warner gets a block, shoots the most shots per game. Linfield about 8th.
In the lane. How about the finish from Nikola Trivunovic?
Yeah, out of Seattle Prep, and we know that this guy has the ability to score the basketball, but has struggled as of late, as we've said, but trying to get himself going here.
5th on the team in scoring at 10.1 points a game, but just one of his last 10 games in double figures and was just 1 of 7 against the Wildcats on Friday night. Lohman here up top. 9 minutes left in the first half. 10 to shoot. Lohman going to go into the paint with Bonney, and they turn it over. Number 5 for Linfield.
Just another careless pass there from Linfield as Dempsey Rogenbuck, I think, is going to undercut Warner and get the foul.
Second against Linfield, first against Rogenbuck.
Yeah, Whitman second in the conference in field goals made per game, about 32 a game. They attempt the second most in the conference as well. You look over on the flip side for the Wildcats in that situation, yes, 8th in the conference when it comes to total shots attempted. So they try to go for the best looks that they can get, and they will use up the shot clock compared to Whitman, who will get down the court and can shoot early in the clock.
3rd in the country in points per game this year are the Blues. 3rd in free throws attempted, 11th in three-point field goal made, and 13th in turnovers forced. So Warner splits the pair, and it's 20-14. Atencio right wing. Finds Rogenbuck cutting with a lane. Kick out here to Gibb. One more to Bonney. Open for 3. Off, and Bonney's shooting struggles continue. Brought great energy last weekend, but could not find his jumper.
Yeah, no, not at all. I believe he only hit 1 3 on about 10 or 12 attempts last weekend. Really struggled in that department.
Vickers is off, and both of these teams now struggling to score. The Blues won for their last 7. The Cats scoreless for now, just under 2 minutes. Atencio trying to work Osborne here. Osborne, a solid defender, into the corner. Lohman open. Around and off. Linfield 2 for 10 to start from downtown tonight. Here as Gibb tips the pass from Vickers out of bounds.
Another really good look. Most of the time when Max Lohman's got a corner 3, you expect it to go down.
7:55 to go here in the first half. We'll be right back on the LSN. You're watching the first round of the Northwest Conference Men's Basketball Tournament.
McMinnville will swing it over to our partner in crime, Joe Stewart, there on the sidelines. Joe, how are we doing?
Thanks, guys. I'm doing terrific. It has turned out to be a pretty solid day compared to what we thought we were going to have coming into this weekend weather-wise. And I'll tell you what, the fans are here, the recruits are here, the alumni are here. Everybody's excited for homecoming today. And finally, the home opener, of course, as Dave talked about, one of the latest home openers in Wildcat history. Earlier today, I got a chance to talk to Dwayne Dewey, head athletic trainer. He got me updated on the major injuries for the Wildcats right now. Unfortunately, 2 guys in the trenches will not be playing for the Wildcats today. Of course, we all know about Zach Jacobs, the starting center, went down in week 1. They're still considering him week to week, but will not be playing today. Zach Russell, one of the key players on special teams this year, the backup sophomore running back who has really been a leader on kickoffs for Linfield. He suffered a torso injury last week, and he will be out today as well. The good news, though, Kyle Davis, who suffered a shoulder injury during the last 5 minutes of the Pacific game last week, he's good to go, even though questionable on Monday and Tuesday. He's feeling good, feeling right. Hey, we might even see another pick from him. Back up to you guys.
Just about ready to kick off the third quarter. We'll swing it over to our partner in crime, Joe Stewart, who got a chance to talk to linebackers coach Phil Romback. Joe?
Yeah, thanks, Graham. I did get a chance to talk to Coach Rombach about the defense and his specific group, the linebackers. He said it was one of the most Linfield football coaches' answers I've ever heard. We've done some good things, but we, of course, have got some things we can do better. And that's in the middle of a 42-0 shutout. This defense pitching their first shutout of the season, potentially, if they can keep it rolling. And that's been headlined by Brian Pullman, of course, one of the lead linebackers for the Wildcats. 7 tackles today and a tackle for loss. And how about in the secondary? It's been the sophomore safety, Dylan Ramsayer-Burdett, with 6 tackles. And, of course, that monster hit on Jordan Jenkins that got a non-targeting call against it, as well as Brady Wessel and Tyler Sitton also making big contributions for Phil Rombach, Jackson Vaughn, and the rest of this defensive coaching staff today.
Yeah, Dave, Dustin Ramsayer-Burdett really has. But now we will kick it down to the field to the third man of our crew, Joe Stuart, here with Tony Krause.
Thanks, Graham. Thanks, Dave. Well, yeah, I'm down here with defensive end Tony Krause. Tony, a big win here in the rivalry game over George Fox. And for this defense, you know, George Fox had kind of been able to find some seams there through the first half, but you guys were able to come out in the second and keep them almost at a shutout there through the last 2 quarters until they would be able to piece that drive together at the end. What changes did you guys make at halftime to come out and clean it up in the second?
I think it's what we do every week. We just kind of go in there and find out where they're getting yards and where they're not getting yards and what we're doing well and what we're not doing well, and we try to work to our advantage. And so I think we game planned them, and we came out and we executed that game plan, our adjustments, and so we executed it, and I think we held them to 17. I think we should have held them to a lot less, but we'll get better. I think the adversity that we faced last week and this week will only help us in the playoffs. So I think it was good. It was a good game. It was a fun game. It was competitive.
And for you individually, a monster day today, 7 tackles, 2 sacks. Why do you think you were so locked in? Do you think were you just taking what the defense or what the O-line was giving you, or what do you think the reason was you were able to really get it going?
I just think we game planned really well. And so in some formations we knew what they were doing, and so I just kind of took advantage of that. And just the way their tackles were setting us at the ends, it was kind of a foot race for us. And so we just kind of, on the sideline, we're just like, hey, let's just make it a competition and see who can beat the other guy to the quarterback. So we just kind of ran and we just kind of went with it. And it's like my last game here at the Cat Dome. Most likely we'll see what the playoff, how the D3 lines us up, but we'll see. But I just think it was just leave it out on the field and just keep going.
Well, definitely, of course, and this being your senior year and now going back to the postseason, let's talk about the postseason a little bit. What's the mindset like now that you know that you've clinched, projected to go on the road down to the SIAC, playing one of those 2 teams likely, but what's the mindset for this team going back to the postseason after a year out?
Got to get better and take it like one step at a time and kind of don't think ahead, and we got to focus on the task at hand, and each player has to kind of do what they're good at, and they got to find where their niche is and kind of like what is going to better this team in the playoffs. For guys that are on the travel roster, they got to step up. And I just think in practice it's got to be a big week. We got to get our game plans down, adjust. We only have like a week, and we don't play the California schools that often. I mean, we played Redlands, so we'll see if we get them again. Hopefully we do, and we're ready to go after it and just get better each day and see what happens on Saturday. Just attack it.
And then finally, our color commentator, Dave Hansen, always likes me to ask what about your future. So what's your academic major, and what are you planning to do after graduation this year?
I'm graduating with a business management degree, and I'm going to go back and get my EMT, probably paramedics, and get in like firefighting. So we'll see what happens there, but yeah, that's the plan.
There you go. Well, Tony Krause taking lives on the field today. He'll be saving lives in the future. Back up to you guys in the studio. Two count. Driven up the middle. They get 1 at second. Crom to throw to first, and they will turn 2 to get out of the inning. A strikeout and a double play. Couldn't ask for it any other way to end the first. Cats taking their first cuts when we come back. Be a little bit shook out there. The senior struggling to put the pitches where she wants here in the bottom frame. Wildcats trying to force a Game 3 of this series to keep the season going. Here's a hit to center. Smotherman gets down. 1 run will score. They'll send her in as well. They're both going to score, and it's 9-6 Linfield. The Cats are hot. Good heads-up play there by Hanley to apply the tag either way.
I was thinking the same thing. So many times you see the catcher just go for the check there at first.
This one, KP's going to take to the outfield. One hop and will roll all the way to the track. Kirk Potter's looking for a double. They're going to send him for three. KP digging for third. The cutoff not in time. And Kirk Potter with the full count triple.
Great job.
So once again, the 2-2 from Oliveira. Swung on to left.
Nice.
That'll go all the way to the wall. Stedman is going to score easily, and they're going to send Kleiser as well. Stumbles around third. The play at the plate. Just safe. And the Cats go up 2-1. How about the hustle from McKenna Kleiser? Linfield faithful to keep showing out even through the misery last year as the runner goes. That should drop fair, and the Wildcats are in business. Stevenson is going to score. They're going to send Ranieri around third to throw to the plate. Not in time. Ranieri is safe, and a 2 RBI double for Ben Witt, the third of his career. The Cats take a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the fifth, and still no outs. Cates, the junior out of Baytown, Texas. Big swing and a miss. Oh, you can feel the breeze from that one up here. Matty Podner with the big K to make it 2 outs here in the fifth.
Yeah, good response.
Wyatt Smith slashing 400, 455, 400 himself through 20 ABs so far this season. He fouls that one away. Last year when he was honorable mention All Northwest Conference was terrific at just piecing together base hit after base hit. Two 2-1 now. In fact, Wyatt just had 7 extra base hits all last season. All doubles. Swung on, popped foul again. And the count to 2-2 now to Smith. Smith grounded out in his first trip up today. 2-2 on the way here from the freshman Ferguson. Misses low, and Smith able to work the count full here with 1 out and Brocious on first base. Swung on to short. Smith trying to dig it out, but they got him on the hop. But able to move Brocious to second base. But 2 outs now.
The right fielder, number 44, Levi Hornervilla.
As Hornervilla will come back up to the plate. Spencer wants to have a quick word with him now on the situation. It's Brocious up at second base. Hornervilla stepping into the box. 2 outs. Wildcats down 1 here in the bottom of the fourth. In the first of our 2-game stand this afternoon. Wildcats will finish up this series here in the Oregon Northwest Classic against PLU tomorrow at 3 o'clock. First pitch to Hornervilla outside. Then Northwest Conference will officially start play next weekend. Wildcats will have to go out to Walla Walla to take on Whitman, a solid Whitman squad that finished 3rd in the Northwest Conference last year. Swung on, and that'll be fair. Cats will have a chance to tie it up. Brocious rounding third. He will get in. Hornervilla looking at a double. Standing up easy, and we are tied at 1. You love to see it. From Levi Hornervilla, great piece of hitting down the left field line with 2 outs to get the Wildcats on the board.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 9, Garrett Moen.
Hornervilla had 5 doubles, 14 RBIs last year. That was just his second hit of the season, second RBI, as he was able to drive in a runner on a base hit in the 11-3 walloping against Puget Sound on Friday night. So now it'll be Garrett Moen who will try and get his bat working like Levi Hornervia just did. After Hornervia had the quiet start, they're going to bunt. And it goes foul. Bunting here with 2 outs and the runner on second. They thought, hey, maybe Moen can beat this out. Certainly was going to have him caught off guard here. Spencer coaching this game from outside of the dugout right now. Kind of like it. Stevenson in the on-deck circle here with 0-2 count against Moen. He already struck out once today and is the early leader for the Wildcats in that category with now 8 on the year. But able to leave that pitch alone, and it's 1-2.
You got this.
1-2 on the way from Ferguson. Swung on. Chopper here to first. The flip to Ferguson for out number 3. But Levi Hornervia with the RBI double to score David Broaches. And we are tied up at 1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning.
Kuhn, midfield. Trying to send it out to Blix. Good chance here for the Wildcats. Blix setting it up. Blix turns the corner. The cross sent out by Brown. Collecting, trying to line it up. Fires and it's in! Amity Collecting gets the Cats on the board for the first time in the Northwest Conference schedule. And Linfield leads 1-0 here. Headed out by Hansen. Cole settles the ball. Fires it in! T. Cole to make it a 3-0 lead for the Wildcats. The 3-time all-conference honoree, Taylor Cole.
2-0 the score here with 31:30 left to play. Kuhn tries to fire a deep cross, a chance, and that'll be a goal for the Wildcats! Laney Green, the freshman, scoring on the assist by Sidney Kuhn. How about that for a debut?
Green able to break up the pass. Could stay as a chance for the Wildcats. Sponsel taps it into Burke. Burke's going to try and get a shot off here. Fires it in!
Kristen Burke staying red hot and gives Linfield the 1-0 advantage here with 28:52 left to play in the half. Kristen Burke had her second goal of the season 2 weeks ago against Willamette. And then, of course, assisted on the Cats' lone goal in the Puget Sound match before scoring herself again against Lewis and Clark to open things up for the Wildcats in that match. Her goal, of course, followed by Goldagger's Olympic goal. And then in the 80th minute, Taylor Cole added one in for good measure to make it 3-0. Cole's first goal of the season, the 3-time All-Northwest Conference midfielder. Here is Kuhn, tries to lay it out for Burke, and good hustle there by Wolf to break up the ball. Cole just 8 goals scored in her career, and we know she can play pretty much anywhere on the field, but is just so strong as a defensive midfielder. It allows her to create opportunities for the rest of the team as well as support that back line that has looked a little bit spotty over the last couple of seasons for the Wildcats, but Cole a great insurance and leader for the defense. Offside against Linfield. Cole, of course, one of the most tenured players in Northwest Conference history, too, assuming she starts at least the majority of the matches for the Wildcats this year. She'll finish, I believe, in the top 5 of the most games started in program history. Gonzalez not able to chase it down before Reimer picks it up to stop the chance. And it will be Gonzalez who ends up winning the ball. Another deep ball advance, trying to find Brussel this time, and it's kind of reminded me of like an alley-oop in basketball, of course, the way the Blues are trying to create some chances here, just lobbing it towards the goal, trying to get one of their attackers to find the ball and knock it in, but the attackers have just not been able to meet up with where the ball has landed. Reimer's been able to track the ball and pick it up off the ground quite easily off of both of those attempts. 3 shots for both teams here so far. Cameron throwing to Kuhn, goes off of Kuhn, who is not able to settle it. Gonzalez able to recover the ball. Drops Kautsky. Kautsky out wide to Woolley. Now the Blues doing a good job moving the ball around, but now Miyama and Thomas able to break it up together. Cole out to Kuhn. Kuhn tap to the left with Sponsel. Sponsel looking and is going to go out wide on the left wing to Cameron. Cameron trying to send a lead up to Green. Green should be able to get there with space. Green sends the cross. Thomas not able to get there in time, but now Burke settles it. Taps to Kuhn. Kuhn fires and saved. Rolled in. Sent back, and now Wolf puts it deep, but Miyama comes up with the ball. Miyama starting the action now to Burke. Burke, great anchor out there on the right wing for the Wildcats, as we talked about, contributing points in 3 straight matches now. 7 points total on the season for Burke. Kuhn! Easy money there as she aligns it right over the head of Allie Wolf. Sydney Kuhn, her 6th goal of the season, gives the Wildcats the 1-0 advantage here in the 29th minute.
Well, let's look ahead to this upcoming weekend. You play your first road match it'll be 3 weeks at that point, and it's a doozy against Pacific Lutheran. The Lutes are having another great season. They've won every home match and every conference match. They play again tonight against Puget Sound, and they've only allowed 3 goals all season long. But last year, Linfield played PLU as well as near anybody in the conference, drawing 1-1 in Tacoma, and then unfortunately losing 1-0 here at home. What are some points of emphasis going into this match against one of the toughest opponents you'll face all year on their home pitch?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, do what we do better. So it's going to be about us. We need to do what we do. We just have to do it better. Against certain opponents, the margin for error is going to be different. And certainly with PLU, and they're super well coached and well drilled. And Seth Spadal's got that group of girls for the last 2 to 3 years, being very consistent in how they play. So it's not a surprise to me where they're at right now. They're just a wonderful team. All that means to us is that the margin is going to be smaller, which is fine, but we're going to still go out. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to try to win the ball game, and we'll see where it lands. And so the good news is that we don't want to feel that we have to make so many different adjustments with opponents that we can't control our own destination. So it'll be a great game. I love these type of games because it really shows us where we're at. We want to see where we're at, and we don't want to go out and try to survive these games. We want to try to win the games. And now at the end of the day, if the game turns and we're having to close it out with a little survival tactic, that's that happens sometimes, but our intention is not to do that. So we'll take a tough road trip to Tacoma. We'll try to improve what we need to improve on, and it's great when you're going against a team that is feeling it right now, because that way you get a true measure of where you're at. So I'm excited about that.
Definitely. And then on Sunday, returning home against George Fox, of course, the longtime cross-county rivalry right there. But Linfield's been doing pretty well in that rivalry recently. Haven't lost to them since 2009 and haven't lost at home since 2008. In pretty much every Linfield versus George Fox sporting event I've ever covered or watched, it is so clear how badly both sides want to win those matches. Do you think that there will be a little bit of a extra mental edge that your players will be playing with, especially homecoming weekend? The crowd will be alive and full, I'm sure, and against one of the longtime rivals.
Well, I'm thankful you didn't put any pressure on me right there, but I wasn't aware of those stats. But again, at the same time, don't get held hostage by past results, because the next game's the next game. And both teams will get up for each other in every sport. We've seen it in every sport. And they're a passionate bunch. They're very organized, and it's another Linfield George Fox wonderful rivalry, and we're going to do what we do and try to do it better. I think the funky thing for both teams is that you're coming off that Saturday, and then now you're flipping around. For us, we're flipping around from
the road trip back.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm curious to see how we respond, and how we react to that transition from Saturday to Sunday in this manner. It's one thing to be at home, or if you're on the road and you're in the same city, that's different. But it'll be interesting how we'll handle that. But the girls that have returned, they've already done this before.
Right.
It's just me. I haven't done this before. So they should be able to handle it. But it'll be another great affair. And like you said, you got homecoming, and there's a lot of things that are going on. And another fun opportunity against George Fox for sure.
Well, that'll pretty much do it for us with this week's Linfield College Women's Soccer Coaches Report. Coach, thanks for taking the time, as always. Always great to see you.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
The Wildcats continue their Northwest Conference campaign this weekend against the three-time defending conference champs PLU on the road on Saturday, and then back home for the rivalry match against the George Fox Bruins. That match starting at noon, and of course we'll have live coverage on the Linfield Sports Network starting at 11:40. Thanks for joining us.